Hey guys, Short Term Pro here. Wanted to just check in today and kind of let you know a little bit about what we're doing today. You know, most of you have been following me on Facebook and social media. You'll see that I've actually been to Destin. I just got back yesterday from onboarding a property down there on the beach. You know, we have properties on the lake, we have properties in the mountains, we have properties all over with owners from many different states. So today we're actually meeting with the realtor. We actually got into this project early, which is great because we actually can help folks. Because we get in early, it helps us with the due diligence phase of this, and it helps us go ahead and start identifying and learning who the buyer is, and learning a little bit more about the investor, and learning a little bit more about what it is that they're looking for. And you know, when we come to a property, we actually can physically be there when the buyer's making decisions that are going to affect the rest of the transaction, and that we get into the buying process at the beginning of the stage. It's important that we get into it so we can help with the due diligence phase of this. We can actually connect you as an investor to the people that we actually know that are in our network. You know, the realtor reached out to me. He's in our home office there at Our Home Real Estate, and he actually asked me to come out and meet with him and the person today, the investor, to make sure that they could start the process and they could understand a little bit more about what they were looking at, and just kind of get how we operate our business and how we operate our consulting. And it was a great experience. We just had a good experience. The investor is going to look at several more properties with the realtor. But basically what we did today is we came in and we provided a professional experience. We also spoke to them a little bit about the potential of the money that they could make based on market analysis. Of course, we don't make any guarantees on rentals. We don't make any guarantees on investments. That is definitely not something we do. But what we do is we try to give you, the investor, the opportunity to know exactly, if you're coming in to look at a property, especially here in the Gatlinburg, East Tennessee area where these are at. You know, it's one of the largest markets in the world right now for vacation spots. And it's important to know that the market right now is a little bit, saturated with buyers right now and investors, because it's so hot right now. And a lot of the owners are getting top dollar for their properties. And the thing is just having the peace of mind to know that someone who is actually maybe going to be managing the property for you, or helping you with the next part of the process, and helping you with the staging, or helping you with all the other things, all the services that we offer. You know, it's just a good feeling for some people to be able to go out and actually talk to me personally before it gets to the point where, you know, it gets past the closing table and some things were not done or some things were not talked about. And so basically what we do is we come out and we give each person, each individual investor, a chance to really ask questions and get to short-term rental business. Basically, we start with the buying process and we work our way all the way to the day-to-day operations of the business. And what we have done is we have created a system with processes and procedures and checklists and inspections. And we have due diligence phase that we go through with the initial buyer and the initial investor. You know, we don't make any guarantees on the money that people can make. We don't make any kind of assessment based on like anything but what the current market values are and what things are happening. You know, there is no guarantees. There is no guarantee on your return of investment. So know that going in. But what you do by bringing guys like me in, and the realtor David I just met with, and, you know, just bringing guys like us in early in the process, is that we will help you make a better informed decision. And we will do our very best to get you the proper inspectors. We'll do our very best to get you the right staging. We'll do our very best to get you, you know, a current market analysis and a current kind of who's who and what's going on. We'll actually help you with a local assessment. We'll actually go out to local businesses and tell them a little bit about your property, and we'll get partnerships with the local. You know, when you get to the last process and you actually decided that you're going to buy the property and you've done all the work and the marketing, you need to know that there are day-to-day operational costs that some people don't take into account. So what we do is that we set up a system for them to where they can be as involved as they want to be. You know, I've got investors sometimes that want to be very hands-on, and I've got investors that just want us to send them a check every month. And what I don't mind is I don't mind to work with either person, because there's a lot to learn in the process. So what we normally recommend when you're buying a new property is that you spend 6 to 12 months having someone assist you, like a co-host or someone like me or someone like one of the people that are in my team, that will actually work with you and we will actually help you understand, and we can actually transition it completely over to you, and you just leave it in our marketing system where we have our brand and we have our name that goes along with it, that you know that when you actually go out on your own and you start basically dealing with it, you know, you may want to take the property over and self-manage it, but you don't want to talk to guests. hey, that's fine. You know, we've got guest services that we have some of the best people in the industry in our guest services. You know, you may say, well, I want to do the guests, but I don't want to deal with the cleaner and the maintenance and all that stuff. Well, guess what? We take care of that. You know, you may say, well, I don't have a clue where to begin on staging this property. Guess what? I've got someone who is great at that. She's a local realtor, and she's a local person in our community, and she does really beautiful work. She's staged a lot of properties here locally. You know, you don't want to pay maybe sometimes the expense of a designer, and then again, you might. But you know, sometimes to get someone who has professional license and things, you know, they may come in and they want to decorate it to a standard that maybe doesn't follow form and function of a short-term rental, because a lot of people don't understand with a short-term rental, you know, you don't want to put grandmama's dishes in there. You don't want to put some old, you know, antique thing that, you know, that you're proud of and that you've had for 50 or 60 years in your family. You know, you don't want to be looking at that as a place that if something gets broke. So basically my final thoughts here are, if you're looking for someone right now to come with you and go with you to check out properties, or we can do it, as I said, through FaceTime, or we can do it through video chat. You know, we can actually, you know, jump on a Zoom call after I gather all the intelligence, and I can actually Dropbox it to you and just sort of give you an assessment. You know, I can secret shop for you. I just got done doing that this weekend for somebody. And, you know, what's funny is that, you know, when we go in, we know what we're looking for. We know what new dust looks like, and we know what old dust looks like. You know, when you've been around this industry a long time, you get a little jaded. So when I tell you I'm a short-term pro, it doesn't mean that I'm like some guy who's high and mighty, and, you know, I'm not trying to sell you on a booking system and a bunch of stuff that I have not found the solutions for. I just know all the pain points that I have as a guest when I go places, and I know all the pain points that I've seen in the current properties that I manage, and we try to do everything in our power to alleviate those. So when the guest, the end user, gets there, and they've driven many miles or they've flown and they get there, you know, the first thing they're going to be looking for is convenience. And the problem is most of the time, no one really gets to the part where they think about that. They're thinking, well, I'm just looking at this to make a couple bucks, you know, send me my check every month and, you know, we'll do this. But they don't remember sometimes that there's a review process, and there's several things that you have to do in order to prep yourself in order to make money on it. Because all it takes is 3 or 4 bad reviews or 3 or 4 bad guest experiences, and you're back to square one again. So guys, why would you pay a guy like me? Why would you spend time, you know, trying to talk to a guy like me? Why would you want to spend the energy to say, this guy's probably going to charge me a bunch of money? But you think about this, the money that you pay up front is going to save you money down the road. So if you like the way all this sounds and you want to get in touch with us, you just need to go check out shorttermpro.com, and it'll give you some links on how to get in touch with us.